Capricorn family, hello and welcome to your November 2024 tarot forecast. I'm Ms. Eden and Caps. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for Capricorn sun, moon, and rising sign, but note that it doesn't just limit there. If you have heavy Capricorn influences in other prominent areas in your chart, you might also find some messages that resonate with you in this video. All right, y'all. So if you're looking up your birth chart, you can do a quick Google search or an internet search for a birth chart calculator. There's also plenty of free astrology apps that'll get you that information, y'all, so you can take a look and see where all the planets and heavenly bodies fall in the astrological wheel for you. All right, y'all. Don't sweat it, Capricorns. If you don't catch this video right after I post it, know that there's a time and a place for you to receive this message. And I do hope that whenever you feel that tingle, that urge to sit down or listen and watch, that there will be something in this message for you. All right, beautiful Capricorn. And take from this video, because it is a general reading for the collective, take what hits for you, what resonates, and then leave the rest for others. All right, y'all. If you do like my work, if you've been following me for a minute and have enjoyed the daily tarot talks and the monthly forecasts and the astrology updates, all right, the best and easiest and cheapest, because it's free, way that you can support me is to interact with this video. Like, comment, and certainly if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the most, the up and coming astrological and horoscope news, tarot kind of updates. All right, y'all. So that is the best way that you can support this channel and help grow, my work and my channel here. And thank y'all so much for all the comments, all the love that you've already been showing. I have loved hearing from the family and the community. So please keep it coming, because it means a lot to hear from y'all. All right. I know we also have quite a few new subscribers, so welcome to all the new Capricorn family checking this out. I certainly hope that there'll be something, I know it, but, it's always interesting to see how this hits for everyone individually. So I certainly hope that there'll be something in this video for the new Capricorn fam out there. Sorry, if you know one thing about me and you've been watching, I'm always fussing with my hair, so that's just part of it. I apologize. I'm looking at myself in the camera and I'm like, frizz attack, I just gotta get it in the right angle. Last plug is, if you do like my work here as well, I have one other social media account. I don't dabble with too many, and that is my Instagram. That link you can find in my bio if you want to check out stuff that doesn't always cross over to my YouTube here. All right, fam? All right. Let's get into the hubbub, the scuttlebutt for November, Capricorn family. And we're going to switch it up and do some different stuff this month. I'm sure you'll notice, because I want to start bringing in a little bit more of this intuitive knowledge and connection into the readings. And so I did a little bit of, in getting prepared for this reading, a little bit of meditating to clear the mind and just tap in, check in with spirit, with the universe, and see what was important for Capricorns to know. So we're going to do a little intuitive message. All right, I pulled a bit of some oracle cards for us as well before we get into the tarot spread here, and we're going to do, as you know, an astrology update of the important things to note for November. So that's the plan, y'all. Let's talk astrology update first. All right, beautiful Capricorn. The first half of November is going to be all about going deep within to transform the ego self. That's what it's about. All right. Going deep in inner work, internal, not external. All right. That's the energy. The second half of November, we start seeing movement pick up externally. Now, that's not saying that there's not movement happening as well in the first half of November. We are in a busy transitional phase right now. So the movement we've been seeing pick up kind of since end of September, beginning of October, for these big shifts that we're in the midst of, not even coming our way. We're just in the midst of it right now. So the second half of November, we start seeing a lot more movement with truths coming to light. A shifting of power structures away from ego-driven control, top-down power, into lateral control, power to the people. All right. So we're also going to feel a big pull internally, individually, but also collectively for a lot more discipline with our spiritual development. And I've been saying that for a minute. So some of these themes are going to be echoed because, again, some of these transits I'm going to get into and talk about are larger outer planets, which means that they have slower transits, right? They're further away, they move slower around the solar system. So we're dealing with, when we deal with the outer planet shifts, we're dealing with big paradigm shifts here, all right? So those are the themes. And coming into the 1st of November, we have a new moon in Scorpio. New moons, new beginnings, new energies, fresh starts, planting seeds, right, for something new to bloom. And in Scorpio, it's another echo of how can we transform our inner selves. Those blocks, a lot of which have been put in place by our ego self, a lot of blocks from past hurts, past traumas. This could even be from multiple lifetimes ago, right? That we're working through and clearing. So Scorpio is really going to give us in this new moon energy of an ability to dive deep into that clearing work, all right? And just transform and rebirth through the ashes. It's not an easy, fun, friendly process, y'all, but I can attest to that it's worth it. The clarity and the learning that happens through that process, that's the only, damn it, that's the only way the universe will not let you learn, but it's one of the deepest ways is you got to go through some shit. And I'm sure those of you that have been through some shit and have learned from those experiences understand that, right? That's the true way to learn. We learn through making mistakes. We learn the hard way. God damn it. Sorry for, but damn it. So then, okay, that's the new moon. Then on the 2nd, we have Mercury moving into Sagittarius, a fire sign. Mercury is all about communication, our intellect, our ideas, technology. I already said communication, travel, okay? Hermes is the messenger god in Greek mythology, also can oversee the medical field because think about in medicine, we see Hermes' staff, the caduceus, as a regular symbol across the world for medicine, all right? So as we're moving into Sagittarius, fire sign with a lot of creative, inspirational energy to give to that, our minds and intellect and ideas, communication and travel. Some of us might be feeling that fire for jet setting somewhere else, getting somewhere new to experience something completely wondrous and amazing, right? And different. The 3rd of November, Mars moves into Leo, another fire sign. Now, Mars is a very aggressive, fiery, warlike planet. Think about mythology again. Mars, Aries is the Greek equivalent. Okay, and then literally it is the planet that governs Aries. So the ego self, I, the first sign in the zodiac, first house, right? So Mars, warlike, aggressive, very creative and fiery, but like fast moving. In Leo, again, another big look at me, I'm the sun, like again, that it's going to be a spicy day on the 3rd because we also have Mars conjunct Pluto power, right? So kind of heightening that combustibility of Mars and with the power and transformative elements of Pluto. And then Mars is trining the moon. So again, this ability to kind of tap it. It's going to we might be a little emotionally triggered that day. Okay. So be on the lookout around those days, the 1st of the month up through the 3rd and those days surrounding it a little after, because it's going to be probably spicy around that time if I'm looking at the astrology, right? Then the 11th, moving on to kind of mid-month, later in the month, the 11th of November, Venus will move into Capricorn. So Venus is the planet of love, physical pleasures and sensations, right? And it's moving into Capricorn, an earth sign that also loves its tangible things and control and, having structure. So this can be a really nice combination since Venus does oversee the fellow earth sign Taurus. There's a little bit of that earth sign connection to get really a little bit more structured in how are we giving into our I want to say like love poles, our lust poles. What are we loving after, lusting after, right? Like where do we need to get a little bit more balanced and structured with that instead of just letting it all like Taurus would. They just like lean into it and have all the bonbons, all the treats, all the goodies. Then the 15th of November, Saturn moves stations direct in Pisces. This is going to be a big deal because that's what I mean with that spiritual discipline piece. Well, when I said earlier, Saturn is the taskmaster, like not the benevolent father, like the stern, strict father figure, right? So it makes you learn the hard way, and it's in Pisces, and the final degree of Pisces, which in astrology we call the anaretic degree. That's 29 degrees is the final degree before that planet moves into the next sign in the zodiac. So it's moving into Aries from Pisces. And remember what I said about Aries and the ego self. So we're at this final crux moment of discipline of our spiritual development. Saturn in Pisces, time to go deep, time to get really disciplined, all of us. That same day on the 15th is a full moon in Taurus. Full moons, finalities, wrap-ups, culminations, ending of cycles, learning what we need to learn so we can step forward onto a new path, right? And in Taurus, earth sign, so we're talking about what do we need to wrap up with, like how we overindulge. Taurus also oversees finances and money. Agriculture can be affected. So look for kind of those areas in play around this full moon, right? Or you might have some things going on when you're thinking about food resources, agriculture, plants, the planet, finances, money, currency, and again, Taurus, earth sign, like indulgences, right? Because unlike Capricorn, Taurus isn't as structured. They're fixed and they're stubborn, but they give in to their temptations plenty, all right? Taurus here, so I can attest to that. We like our slowdown and our balance of rest time and work time, all right? On the 19th of November, Pluto finally moves into Aquarius. This is a huge deal. Huge deal. You're going to have tons of all the astrology folks, all the tarot folks, all the spiritualists talking about this moment because Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Think back to that time, what was happening around 2008 in your life and in the world scale, because we are shifting away from Pluto, power, transformation, secrets, right? Pluto in Capricorn, control, structure, resources, earth sign energy with that Capricorn. This is all about governmental systems of power and control that we've had in play since 2008, moving and breaking down because we're moving into Aquarius energy. First degree of Aquarius on November 19th. This is all about a restructuring of our power dynamics, taking away from this top-down power and spreading it out amongst the many. So it's not that this is going to happen overnight. Pluto is the furthest planet, dwarf planet, I know technically, okay, in the system, so of the major ones that we all, learn in school. So it moves very slowly through the zodiac. This is not going to be an overnight flip, but we have been feeling this energy and we've been seeing on the world stage this challenge collectively around the world to top-down power structures. It's been very interesting to watch how this plays out. All right, 21st of November, Sagittarius season begins, and then right on the heels of that, on the 25th, Mercury stations retrograde in Sagittarius. So it's going to be a great time with this Mercury retrograde, and that's going to be in retrograde through mid-December, December 15th, all right? Going to be a great time to slow down, receive more inspiration, energy, and insight for new creations. Okay, with the slowdown, we might hit some bumps and some delays and setbacks with travel, technology, contracts, communications, project launches. Proofread and edit your stuff. Double check before you send it. Anything with a Mercury, it's just like you'll probably have to go back and redo it later. If you're trying to launch and set forward something, everything's not going to be picture perfect. It's like you're going to have to circle back and redo, okay? So just allow yourself to slow it down. That's right around the holiday season, perfect time to slow down, even though I know a lot of us are picking up with the travel and the family and the, yada, yada, and gifting and what have you. All right, so that's the astrology, beautiful Capricorn. Let's get into the intuitive messages and the oracle poll, and then we'll get into the tarot. So when I tapped in intuitively to your energy, the two images that I picked up for you were a harp, like a lyre harp, not a big floor one, like a one that you hold. And I could see the arms of someone playing it, but I couldn't see their body. And then the next image that popped up was Jacob's Ladder. It was actually this church that I had been to in the town in England called Bath, and they have a beautiful cathedral that I don't know the name of, I'm shamefully, because it's the most beautiful cathedral I think I've ever been in. But on the outside of the cathedral, they have this gorgeous, entrancing sculptures or facade work on the outside of the church that shows the angels going up and down Jacob's Ladder. So let's do a quick recap for us biblical scholars out there. Jacob's Ladder is a biblical story concerning Jacob, who had a dream one night about a stairway from earth connecting to heaven, and saw angels moving up and down between earth and heaven, the physical world and the spiritual world. And there was a message that he received from God in that moment as well, about he's with him and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So the message is there, that, and a couple things that we need to dive into with that intuitive message, Cap. One, spiritual connections are going to be a big thing for you this month. We already talked about the spiritual development push with Saturn in Pisces. Neptune is also in the final degree of Pisces. We didn't even talk about that because we had so much other stuff. But there's this emphasis on diving deep and getting really connected to our spiritual side to help guide us forward as these power dynamics are shifting. Because we can't have any more of this ego-driven power structure it's good for me, but who cares about everyone else on the planet and whatever. No more of that, right? So this is a call for you to get in touch with spirit, because spirit is calling to you. And music, the harp, will be an important way for my Capricorns to connect with the higher energies. Think about how transcendental listening to one of your favorite songs can be. It's a spiritual experience, isn't it? Music. Yeah. Interestingly, too, there's a connection with ley lines. Now, this is a little bit out there. I really love diving deep into a lot of rabbit holes. Ley lines are energy lines, grid lines that kind of crisscross and go all over the world. But there is actually a very prominent ley line that runs exactly through that cathedral that I told you about with Jacob's Ladder. Talk about an energy center that might be good for transmitting between the physical and the spiritual planes, right? Now, ley lines, if you want to look it up, it's, I believe, Ley, I think, lines, Lines. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. There is a wonderful researcher, I believe his name is Rory Duff, who does a lot of research on ley lines around, mostly in England and the UK, but he's done a lot of work around the world, and he's really interesting to listen to about these energy grids around the planet. So with Capricorn, I know I'm speaking to a very grounded, structured sign, and you're not the most spiritually connected. Not saying that you're not spiritually connected. That's not, I'm not I'm not. Don't hate on me, Capricorn. I'm sorry. Let me back that up. It's just, I know that you're very present in what you need to get done here on the physical plane. So it's time to reconnect with spirit a little bit more than worry about what's going on here because you're going to realize that connection is going to help everything smooth out on the physical. All right. So let's talk about your oracle cards. I'm pulling from, first, I'm getting a little ahead of myself because this is a bit new for our structure, the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. All right. I love this deck. I think I have a number of decks, and this is the one that called to me for Capricorn this month. So when I was shuffling and checking in about the theme of this reading, here's what fell out. The Caterpillar. Cute card, right? Number 4, opportunity. So I want to take a minute and read this card for my Capricorns. All right. I know I'm trying to keep this video. I know it's going to be a little longer this month, but maybe y'all like that. Let me know, right? If you want me to shorten it, keep it short and sweet, let me know. If you like this, let me know. All right. Caterpillar, transform, opportunity, independence from conditional responses. Let's dive deep a little bit. The energy of Caterpillar appears heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what arises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior and hoping for a different outcome. It's time to break away from habitual responses, to surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or frown or a look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Sweet. Hell yeah. And I think that's confirmed on the bottom of the deck of this Shaman's Dream. We got number 21, First Breath, Beginner's Mind. All about newness. If it's not new, you're not on the right path, Capricorn, okay? So let's get into your reading now. You've been so patient. If you've liked this so far and you haven't hit the like button and subscribed, go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and hit subscribe, y'all. Capricorn. I'm also trying some new a new spread for us this month. Sorry, I have so much crap on my table. I got to clear off a little bit to get all the layers of this reading ready. Okay, we ready. All right, Capricorn. Here we are. We're starting with the Page of Pentacles. So this is a new deck, new deck for the fam that I'm showing, but this is one that I've had for a very long time. Actually, the first deck I ever got. And I haven't felt quite ready, frankly, it's a very powerful deck, so I haven't felt quite ready to handle it until recently, so I'm bringing it back out. So some of the cards are not the same as the Rider-Waite, so I'll translate them, okay, for you as we get to them. So this is the equivalent of the Knight of Pentacles, okay, Knight of Pentacles. So you are moving slow and steady. Here's where you are coming into November. Here's where you've been. Moving slow and steady towards your tangible pursuits. You're towards bringing stability into your resources and structure into your day-to-day. This is not about moving fast. This is about slow and steady wins the race. Calculated moves. That doesn't mean doing the same thing. It just means not rushing ahead. All right? And there's this duality as you've been moving ahead with work projects, with things that are relating to your resources, because you have this 10 of Wands and this Chariot on either side of the Knight of Pentacles. So fast-moving, directed energy is what you need to be operating with. You have a lot of spinning plates, a lot of my Capricorns, a lot of things going on that you got to be working on, especially with whatever your work is right now. Without Pentacles, right? This isn't about necessarily love matters. It's not cups. It's not mental. It's about work and the tangible and the 3D in the physical realm, okay? With the 10 of Wands, are we using our energy the right way? I know we've been overworking, and that's part of it, is you got to put in the hard work to see true results, right? You got to put it in for the universe to give it back to you. So This energy with the 10 of Wands is just asking you, how are you carrying your energy? Because you've been working a lot. You've been draining maybe yourself, draining the energy a lot. Have we been carrying our energy super haphazardly? Or do we need to lay down our wands, rebundle them so that they're more efficient to carry, throw over our shoulder, right, and carry with us? Because when we're not using our energy the right way, it can feel oppressive. All the to-dos of the day-to-day life. And with the speed of everything happening for you with the Chariot card, it's like you do have the capacity, my beautiful Capricorns, for intense focus and direction of your energy, but it is taking a lot from you. I can see it's coming into the month. Like it has been taking a lot from my Capricorns. The two, you have kind of like a couple of at least with this spread, right? It's not like there's only two ways that this can play out, but there's a couple of ways that I'm seeing things, tentatively playing out for Cap this month. One way requires you to enter into a rebirth cycle, which means accepting and loving every single part of you, every fault, every cringe moment, every beautiful moment and success as well. But loving every single part of you, accepting all the bad and the good of what has made you and brought you to this moment today. This is guidance from spirit as well. This is a rebirth for you. And so rebirths are excellent. Again, there's like a lot of unknowns, right? We're like fresh, it's new, but this is also like a surrendering and trusting the universe spirit to guide you. That's why it's like that spiritual practice. The angels were literally calling to you in my intuitive pickup, right? They were like, hey, harp, music, we're here. Oh, you didn't see us? Okay, let me climb down the ladder and get to you, right? So they're there waiting to support, help, and not even waiting. They're already giving you their support, their love, their help. And I'm not just talking angels. When we're talking I always only speak with positive light energies, okay? I'm not trying to go into any negative energy realms. So when I talk positive light energies, angels, positive light guides, animal spirit guides, ancestors, right? Loved ones. That's what I mean, okay? It doesn't have to just be angels, but it's just, I'm not going to list every single one every single time. So I might pick, like angels or guides. But angels is a big piece of this. And again, with your message, I do think the angelic realm is with a lot of my Capricorns this month, pushing you to try a new path. The other path that you got is this Page of Swords, which is shown in this deck as the Princess of Swords. That's where you're rushing ahead a little too fast with your energy, with your mind. Your mind's moving too fast because you're not carrying your energy right. And you're just like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get all these things done. And then again, like haste makes waste. When you're not rested, when you're not balanced, taking care of yourself, when you're like stressed, you're not going to, and pushing forward anyway, not taking a moment for rejuvenation and restoration, you're going to make mistakes. This is charging ahead, not really thinking, very naivete, thinking without speaking. So these are the two paths, right, for you this month. And if you choose the rebirth cycle, you have the 9 of Pentacles coming, where you're going to be able to gain a lot of abundance in the physical world. That doesn't always mean money, but it can mean security, stability, right? But stability in the physical, 9 of Pentacles. This is about you pausing and appreciating with gratitude all that you already have around you, all that you've worked for and brought into your life, because you've been working freaking hard, Capricorn. So if you allow the rebirth cycle to happen, okay, this comes after. Gain. Beautiful, right? You just have to open up. And like I said, rebirth cycles ain't easy. But utilize that new moon in Scorpio energy for this rebirth cycle, all right? 2 of Pentacles. So kind of like a juggling, again, resources, pentacles, okay? Juggling 2 things, really focused on 2 things right now. Your energy, your awareness, your time, your money, your resources, and always are kind of like Okay, I got these 2 things to juggle. Simplify it for yourself, I'm hearing. Don't have 20 things to juggle. Simplify it to 2. Okay? It's time for change. It's time for you to choose differently than you have before, like the caterpillar said. Okay? And maybe some of that is stepping onto that spiritual path. Now, if you choose to go with that energy of mental stress and anguish, not resting and rejuvenating yourself, but just plowing ahead and not really thinking, without speaking, like, yeah, you're in pursuit of the truth and you know what you need to get done and you want to keep, but it's like moving ahead carelessly, very naivete. All right, then we got some heartache that's coming after with the 3 of Swords. And this comes from disappointment and unmet expectations. This isn't a Cups card. Okay? But this is sorrow in this deck. In the Rider-Waite, it's the one with the heart with the 3 swords through it. Ugh, never a pretty image. But this is like when we're not in control, truly in control of our energy, when we're just haphazardly carrying it and plowing ahead without stopping to rest and rebundle our wands and then move ahead more efficiently. Here we are. Our expectations are not going to be what we thought they were. Yeah, because we're not moving at our most powerful space, from our most powerful space. We're not rested. We're not open and receptive, And it's gonna push you inward ultimately. Either way, you're going to be able to go into more of a like inward reflective moment with this Hermit card or the Judgment, or in this deck, it's called the Eon. All right. But this is about, you need to learn some stuff in order to wrap up this cycle. In order to not let these things continue to happen. Not that the Page of Swords is always a bad energy. However, it just, it's the most youthful expression of the Swords energy. So it's like not using your mind to the most efficient, the most powerful that it could, be used, like more of a queen, a king of swords energy. So yeah, the Hermit is going to have you go deep, take time out. I think either way, like you're either going to choose to take the time out or the universe is going to choose to take the time out for you. And I'll show you why in a minute. All right. So you have this opportunity this month for incredible collaboration and love with one other person or thing. This can be romantic, but it's not always. It can be meeting like a twin flame. And again, that can be romantic, but not always. We can collaborate and be besties with twin flame energy. We can work on projects and in the work world with twin flame energies, okay, that just complement you in different ways. But this is very much like finding someone or something that just matches, it clicks, okay? So you have that present, that energy here for you this month. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Again, this fast-moving intellect. So slow down the mind. If you know it's, you know your tendencies, you're going to be overthinking and fast anyway, slow down the mind. Because you need an opportunity to think about what you're leaving behind you. You're going to be learning new things this month, Capricorn. And it's going to give you that opportunity to be like, what do I need to like release that I hold up here, that I've held up here for maybe your whole lives, maybe multiple lifetimes. There's a lot of like, with knowledge comes the ability to move forward on a new path. That's what this, like the Hermit, you don't see the end of the tunnel. He just has a lantern to light his path a few steps ahead. Okay, but he knows that he has to keep moving and learning. Okay. The universe is providing you with an opportunity to get in touch with what really fills your emotional cup. It's sending you messages. Again, I'm letting you know. So music will be very helpful for a lot of my Capricorns if music is what you like. If you're not a fan of music, again, it's like it's too like auditory, sensory, too much for you. That's not the message for you. Don't go thinking like, oh, I got to listen to music to get message. No. The universe knows and will not provide you messages in ways that you don't already kind of not like gravitate towards, right? So if your thing is patterns, numbers, animals, I look for all those things: feathers, animal signs, repeating numbers, lyrics, songs, anything, a street name even. It could be like a store name, it's that synchronicity bit. So the universe is like, yeah, we got messages for you. We got guidance for you. We can see that there's change. There's a decision that you need to make about going a different direction and leaving an old way behind. And we're here to support you. Just don't miss the opportunity, because the packages and gifts come in the most least expected containers, right? In the least expected form. All right. It's a reminder with this Seven of Swords that you don't have to carry the mental burden all by yourself. It's like, what are you doing? Quit trying to, this could also be about taking, thieving, lying. Someone might be taking from your mental wellness, but is it you, Capricorn? Is it that you're these behaviors and things that are coming up? If they're coming up for you, it's because they want to be reviewed, so that you can learn from them and then release them. All right. So the universe is we're going to send you some tests. Are you going to still plow ahead the same path like that caterpillar? Are you going to go the same path? Lunacy, right? Expecting different results? Or are you going to stop and restructure and allow us to help you restructure and know which direction to go? You don't have to figure it out all on your own. Right? And listen, if you're really resistant to that, this is almost like a warning for y'all. If you're really resistant to all of that, the universe will come through with a tower moment for you, because you got to break some shit down and start anew. Pluto moving into Aquarius, Saturn moving into going direct, and soon, I believe, I have to check the dates. It might even be next year, but within the next year, couple of years, it's going to be big movement with all the outer planets changing signs. That's huge. So if we're not doing the clearing work now, if we're not releasing what needs to be released, Capricorn, the universe is going to come in and do it a lot harsher. I like to do it myself now, because I've experienced the tower, and it's rough. It can be. It's a learning opportunity, but they don't make it as easy. They give you warnings leading up, that those intuitive knowings of I got to work on this, or I got to shift gears, or I'm feeling like I got to change. That's them letting you know, okay, you need to build something new, because whatever is built right now, again, Capricorn, you are feeling, I'm so sorry it's taken me 37 minutes to get here. Pluto moving out of Capricorn is going to be intense for y'all, because this is all about moving out of your sign and into air energy, Aquarius. This is not stable. This is not structured. This is not about control or power from a singular, point. So y'all are having some breakdowns, not mentally, emotionally. I'm just saying things have to be broken down and released from the inside and cleared, because we got new paradigms coming, new structures, new realities, all of it. So you might as well take the lead with that chariot energy. You have the power. You got 2 chariots right off the tip. All right. You got the power. You got the wherewithal. You got the know-how. You got probably the resources too, because a lot of my caps, they stable, they good, right? So y'all got it. Believe in yourselves. All right. Capricorn, sending y'all so much love. Please let me know in the comments how this reading hit for you. I always love coming back at the end of the month and rewatching to be like, how did that, hit now that things have played out? Let me know, because I always love, is it like shooting in the dark, or is some of this really, well, I know it's resonating for some of y'all, but I do love hearing it from y'all, yeah, it's resonating. Capricorn, much love for November. Bye, y'all.